Good day, ma'am and sir. I am Daniel John U. Cartagena, and today I'm going to define and explain the 50 identified technical terms. So first is CMTA. So the CMTA, or the Republic Act 10863, or the Customs Resolution Tariff Act of 2016, is a Philippine law that modernized customs procedures and tariff systems, making import or export processes more efficient, transparent, and aligned with international standards. It improves how goods are taxed, processed, and monitored when entering or leaving the Philippines. Next is the de minimis value. So the de minimis value refers to the 10,000 pesos threshold, which means when a goods is less than 10,000 pesos, it will be exempted from duties and taxes. Next is the HA's code, or the Harmonized System Code. It is a standardized 6-digit numerical identifier used globally by customs authorities to classify traded goods. It was developed by the WCO, or the World Customs Organization. It defines over 5,000 commodities grouped to determine import duties, taxes, and regulations. They are essential for accurate shipment documentation and compliance. Next is the AHTN, or the ASEAN Harmonized Tariff Nomenclature, an 8-digit commodity classification system used by the 10 countries of ASEAN to standardize trade, tariffs, and statistics. It simplifies regional trade by providing a consistent HS-based codes for products, facilitating preferential tariffs under the ASEAN Free Trade Area. Next is the Tariff Classification Ruling. A tariff classification ruling, specifically an advance ruling, is a formal written determination issued by the Tariff Commission that provides the binding classification of goods under the ASEAN Harmonized Tariff Nomenclature, or the AHTN. It allows importers to confirm duty rates for specific products at least 90 days before importation, ensuring certainty, reducing customs disputes by 60%, and preventing delays. Next is lodgement. Lodgement refers to the formal electronic registration of a goods declaration with the Bureau of Customs, marking the start the formal entry processes for imports. It must be completed within 7 days from the discharge of the last package. To avoid cargo abandonment, requiring authorized, accredited importers to submit accurate documentation via the E2M system. Next is the selectivity lane. Selectivity lane is a system and an automated risk management tool that assigns cargo to a specific color-coded lanes, determining the level of inspection. The colors are green, yellow, orange, and red. So the green means no risk, so no documentation needed or inspection. Next is yellow, low to medium risk, subject to documentary check. Next is orange, medium to high risk. It's subject to mandatory X-ray scanning. If suspicious, it undergoes physical examination. Lastly is the red, which means high risk, subject to both X-ray scanning and physical examination. Next is assessment of duties and taxes. Assessment of duties and taxes is the official process of determining the specific amount of customs duties, VAT, and other charges payable on imported goods based on their valuation, classification, and origin. Next is the airway bill. The airway bill is a legally binding, non-negotiable contract of carriage between a shipper and an airline that serves as a receipt for goods and a guide for handling, routing, and customs. It contains essential shipment data with the core information standardized by the International Airport Transport Association or the IATA. So the parties involved in the airway bill are shipper and the address, the consignee and the address, the issuing carrier's agent. Next is the shipment and the routing details, the airway bill number, the airport of departure and the airport of destination, and the routing and flight information. Lastly is the cargo description and physical data. So in the airway bill, it is written the number of pieces, the chargeable weight, the description of goods, and the dimension or volume, the size of the packages if required. Next is abandoned goods. It refers to the cargo that the owner has left behind, surrendered, or failed to claim or failed to comply with the regulations, resulting to the goods being abandoned in customs authority. So this includes items left after a tenancy ends, goods in storage, or import held at customs. Such items can often be lawfully disposed or acquired by others after specific legal requirements are met. So next is the port of entry. So according to the CMTA, a port of entry is a port open to both foreign and domestic trade where goods may be unloaded or immediate consumption or for storage, and from which goods may be withdrawn for consumption. So a port of entry is the authorized gateway where imported goods officially enter the Philippines customs system and may be cleared or stored under customs supervision. Next is the IEIRD or the Import Entry and Internal Revenue Declaration. It is a critical document for clearing imported goods in the Philippines. It details the nature, the value, and the origin of goods to calculate duties and taxes. Next is Customs Appraiser. A Customs Appraiser is a specialized Bureau of Customs official responsible for verifying the accuracy of declared goods, determining their correct classification, and assessing payable duties and taxes. They process declarations in systems like E2M, ensuring compliance with valuation methods. Next is anti-dumping duty. Anti-dumping duty is a protectionist tariff imposed by governments on foreign imports priced below fair market value to protect domestic industries from material injury. It equals the difference between the product's export price and its normal value in its home market. These measures, regulated by the WTO or the World Trade Organization, aim to prevent market flooding and save local jobs, though they can increase prices for local consumers. Next is a declarant. A declarant is a logistic professional responsible for preparing, submitting, and managing documentation for importing or exporting goods, ensuring compliance with international trade regulations and customs law. They calculate duties, classify tariffs, and process clearance for air or sea cargo. So next are the Incoterms. So the Incoterms stand for International Commercial Terms. So the Incoterms are standardized trade terms published by the ICC. They define the responsibilities of buyers and sellers in international trade, especially regarding the delivery of goods, the transfer of risks, and who pays for shipping, insurance, and customs duties. So there are 11 Incoterms. So first is the Ex Works, next is the FCA, the FAS, the FOB, the CFR, the CIF, CPT, CIP, DPU, DAP, and the DDP. So those are the 11 Incoterms used in international trade. Next is the Bill of Lading. So a bill of lading is a legally binding document acting as a receipt of goods, contract of carriage, and document of title, detailing the shipper, consignee, carrier, cargo description, quantity, weight, and freight terms. It is issued after the vessel departs and is used to verify shipment details. Next is demurrage. So demurrage is a fee charged in shipping and logistics when cargo or containers are not picked up, loaded or unloaded from a port terminal within an agreed free time period. So it acts as a penalty to prevent terminal congestion and compensates carriers for details applying while containers remain inside the port. So next is detention. Detention in port is a penalty charge applied when a shipping container is kept outside the port or the port terminal by a consignee beyond the agreed free time for unpacking. So it started when a container is picked up and ends when the empty container is returned, ensuring equipment turnover. Next is TEU, or a 20-foot equivalent unit. A TEU is a standardized unit of measurement in customs and logistics representing a capacity of one 20-foot long container. It is used to calculate container ship capacity, port throughput, and cargo volume, where 40-footer container equals 2 TEUs and the 20-footer container is equal to 1 TEU. Next is stevedoring. Stevedoring is the act of loading, unloading, and stowing cargo on ships, essential for maritime logistics, and it includes handling cargo on the wharf. So it involves managing equipment like cranes and forklifts to efficiently transfer goods between vessels and the port facilities. Next is arrastre. So arrastre refers to portside cargo handling operations in the Philippines, including the receiving, handling, custody, security, and delivery of goods or cargo on piers or wharves. These services are performed by authorized contractors covering both imported and exported goods, with charges managed by the Philippine Ports Authority or the PPA. Next is manifest. So a manifest is a comprehensive, legally required document listing all cargoes, passengers, and crew on a vessel, aircraft, or vehicle. So submitted to customs authorities for border control. It details shipment contents, weights, and parties involved like shipper or consignee, allowing authorities to verify cargo, assess duties, and ensure compliance.